Oh man. Well, here it is. I don't want to come on here and sound like a hater because we still almost know nothing about the project up to this point. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the like button, the little thumbs up, and subscribe to get more content like this and help support the channel. Also, this month on Twitch is Resident Evil 4 month. I'm pretty much dedicating the whole month to Resident Evil 4 on there. I'm going to be playing the demo, the original, and the remake all on Twitch. So if you're interested in that, go give me a follow on Twitch. The link will be down in the description below. But I do, like I said, I don't want to come in here and sound like a hater because we almost know nothing about the project up to this point, except that this is going to be produced by Blumhouse, which is the current titan of horror movies. Much like how Behavior has a stranglehold on the asymmetrical world in gaming, Blumhouse has the same in the world of horror movies. They produce some of the biggest horror films of recent years, with the biggest being the most recent Halloween trilogy, which was hit or miss at best. I'm gonna be honest about this because that's all I can be. Most of you kept track with my channel up to this point know that I don't really sugarcoat things for Behavior or DBD, even though I'm predominantly a DBD content creator and have been. I've tried to branch out and do other things, which is looking more and more in that direction. I don't really have any interest in the newest chapter that is coming out, nor do I have high expectations for this movie, but I am gonna see it. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna watch it. But I'm gonna be honest because that's all I can be. I just don't think this is going to work. Just going based on track record alone, video game adaptations to the big screen have been mostly shit up to this point. Resident Evil fans can attest to this. That's a game where the game is rich with lore and backstory, and they violated that IP in 7 movies and a god-awful TV series. But thankfully, The Last of Us has been somewhat of a saving grace. This is probably the closest thing we will ever get to a faithful game adaptation. When you just look at the nature of DBD, there's a portion of the player base that is very divided into 2 groups, Killer Mains and Survivor Mains, both of which have vastly different opinions of the state of the game, and one side being more overpowered than the other. These points of views lead to plenty of toxicity in the community and heated debates. So no matter what you get, you're likely gonna get a very unhappy side with the player base. Like, you're cramming. We've seen this in the past with game adaptations and movies. You cram a lot of content and story into 2 hours, and a lot of shit gets left out. A lot of things get changed, and so on and so on, and it just doesn't work. So yeah, no matter what, I think there's going to be a very unhappy portion of the player base. Like, for example, let's say they get Claudette wrong. You're gonna have a portion of the players say, "What the fuck, man? That's not my Claudette. Movie sucks, bro. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend." And it's gonna be vice versa for Killers. In my opinion, this would work better for a TV series. Something similar to American Horror Story. A show that I was never really too big on or a big fan of, but that's a format that I think a DVD movie could work on, or a DVD adaptation could work on. You show how each individual character and killer came to be, and that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Yeah, you know what? Maybe you get someone who dislikes an episode, but then you just skip over that episode as to where you're putting all your eggs into one basket with the movie. And I think we've seen over time this has proven to be problematic for video game adaptations into movies. But I think, like I said, American Horror Story, each season has its own kind of flavor and style to it. I think a similar format, expanding lore in each episode and showing how each killer and survivor came to be in their own story, is something that could work for a DVD, for a DVD adaptation, and on the big screen. But in terms of cramming like 4 stories into a 2-hour runtime, that has shown to be problematic in the past for game adaptations in the and game adaptations to movies. Sorry, I just don't know. Like, I'm curious as to, need to see how the cast plays out. Need to see who's going to be directing it, things like that. I don't want to sound like a hater, because at the end of the day, regardless of the things that we come in the coming months and so on, I'm still gonna go see it. I will still be there in the movie theater to go see it, and I'm gonna be excited for it. I'm gonna review it, all of that, and I'm gonna give an honest perspective on it. If the movie ends up being great, I will come on here and I will eat shit. I will say, hey, you know what? I was completely wrong. The movie was awesome. But my expectations are not high. I hope I'm deadly wrong. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out in the coming months. Hard for me to expand because we just don't know anything about it coming up to this point. So stay tuned. I'll be covering this more as we get more info. These are my 2 cents. These are my two cents on the initial thoughts of the release of the project. But we'll see. But stay tuned. I'll see you guys soon. Peace. I'm out of here.